channel. Welcome to Al's Agrology Mecca. Now remember to like, subscribe, and share. Alright, so today we are going to be looking at Agricultural Science past paper 1, part 2. Let's go. Alright, which of the following pest control methods are combined in the Integrated Pest Management Approach, IPM? Is it cultural, biological, medicinal, or chemical, which is A? Or B, cultural, biological, mechanical, or chemical? Or C, conventional, biological, medicinal, or chemical? Or D, conventional, biological, mechanical, or chemical? And the answer is B, cultural, biological, mechanical, and chemical. All right, number 2. Which of the following is most likely to occur when crops are grown in an area with high relative humidity? Is it A, an increased incidence of fungal diseases, B, an increase in the rate of transpiration, C, the drying out of the surface soil, or D, reduced risk of fungal diseases? And the answer is A. Next, which of the following activities will cause soil erosion? Is it 1, overgrazing, 2, land clearing, 3, excessive rainfall? So is it A, 1 and 2 only, B, 1 and 3 only, C, 2 and 3 only, or D, 1, 2, and 3? And the answer is D. Which of the following is not a benefit of farm mechanization? A, farm operations performed on time. B, better yield and quality of produce. C, improved standard of living for rural farmers. Or D, increased losses in crop handling. And the answer is D. A tall pigeon peas plant with genotype capital T, common T is crossed with a dwarf pigeon peas plant with the genotype too small t. What is the possible phenotype of the offspring? Is it A, 3 tall plants and 1 short plant, B, 2 tall plants and 2 short plants, or C, all short plants, or D, all tall plants? And the answer is B, 2 tall plants and 2 short plants. So you'll have to do the genetic cross using the genetic diagram or the Punnett square to get your answer. Alright, which of the following types of chemicals can be applied to treat early blight in tomatoes? Is it herbicide, or fungicide, or insecticide, or nematicide? And the answer is fungicide. A field of cabbage shows signs of a heavy infestation by cabbage white butterfly larvae. Which of the following symptoms are the plants most likely to show? A, entire leaf veins eaten. B, root system destroyed. C, leaves yellow and plants stunted. Or D, severe damage to leaves and head. Remember, larvae they are worms. So the answer is D, severe damage to leaf and head. Alright, here we have a diagram showing the digestive tract of poultry bird. And we have sections labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4, as well as the intestine. Now, the question is, the function of the part labeled 2 is to do what? To grind food, to store food, secrete gastric juices or to facilitate regurgitation. And the answer is B, to store food temporarily, and that part is called the crop. Which of the following instructions for harvesting of the various crops are appropriate? A. Tomato. Pick when fruits are dark green in color. B. Beans. Pick when pods will snap clean when broken. C. Cabbage. Uproot from the ground and then cut the stalk. D. Sweet potato. Dig when flowers emerge on the vines. Avoid bruising and do not break roots. And the answer is C. Same bird. Alright, which of the parts labeled 1, 2, 3, or 4 is the proventricular? And the answer is 3. So it is this part here that is attached to 4, and 4 is the gizzard. Right? So we have the esophagus, we have the crop, we have the proventriculus, we have the gizzard, and then we have the intestine. Alright? This item refers to the following information. A ram and ewe, both heterozygous for the trait, having horns, are mated. Age represents the dominant allele for horns, and common age represents the recessive allele. That means no horn. What is the possible genotype of the offspring from this cross? And again, you're going to use the Punnett square. Both of them are heterozygous, so both of them will have the genotype, common H and capital H, right? So you will have to do the cross, and the answer is C. They will have two big H, one big H and a small, well, two big H's and a small, and two small H's and two small H. So they will have one homozygous trait, two heterozygous trait, and one homozygous recessive. Alright, so one homozygous dominant, two heterozygous, and one homozygous recessive, which is C. In rabbits, most cellulose digestion takes place. Is it in the rectum, in the cecum, in the stomach, or in the esophagus? Answer is B. Which of the following feeds contains the highest percentage of protein per unit weight? Is it fish meal, broken rice, coconut meal, cocoa pod meal? And the answer is A, fish meal. Now, we go back to the same item with the ram and ewe, both heterozygous for the trait, having horns, and they are mated. The capital H represents the dominant allele for horns, and the common H represents the recessive allele. Now again, you'd have to use a Punnett square or a genetic diagram to work this out. So you have, out of a herd of 12 offspring, how many will most likely be homozygous recessive for the horn trait? Alright, and so we are going to have 3, because for every 4 you have 1, and so for 12 offspring you are going to have 3. A likely disadvantage of artificial insemination in cows is less disease transmission, less technical skills required, crossbreeding of local stock, more technical skills required. And the answer is D, more technical skills required to carry out the procedure. Now we have a diagram of an egg labeled 1, 2, 4. Which two parts of the egg are rich in protein? Is it 1 and 3 only, 1 and 4 only, 2 and 3 only, 2 and 4 only? And the answer is 1 and 3 only, which is the yolk and the egg white. Alright, eggshell can be used as a feed supplement for layers because it supplies what? Magnesium, calcium, sulfur, or sodium, and the answer is calcium. So when the animals lock in calcium, that means they're producing eggs shell that are soft, you can add some eggshell to their feed to increase that, or you can add some limestone. Now, oestrus cycle refers to the time between conception and birth, when the animal comes on heat, when the animal is near to give birth, between one heat period and the next, and the answer is D, between one heat period and the next. Which white breed of pigs is noted for being excellent mothers, producing large litters and having a deep body? Is it Duroc? Is it Berkshire? Is it Landrace or it Hampshire? The answer is C, Landrace. Which of the following institution is not a source of credit for a farmer? Is it credit union? Is it commercial bank? Is it trade organization? Is it savings and thrifty societies? And the answer is trade organization. Broiler birds with signs of blisters on the face, leg, and other body parts are most likely infected with Marek's, fowlpox disease, fall cholera, Gumboro disease, and the answer is fowlpox. Artificial insemination AI has become increasingly popular in the Caribbean in recent years because it ensures that conception does take place. More trained technicians are willing to assist. It is a less costly way of upgrading local animals, or is it that regional governments have been expanding this service? And the answer is C. Which of the following is not a function of candling in poultry production? Is it A, detecting abnormalities in the egg, B, determining the fertility of the egg, C, determining the correct consistency of the egg, or is it D, checking whether the eggs are developing properly? And the answer is C. The queen bee in the hive is the female that is what, sterile? Is it fertile? Is it the smallest? Or is sexually immature? And the answer is B, the only fertile caste or member of the caste. The function of the drone in a hive is to forage for nectar and pollen, mate with the queen, protect the hive, produce honey, and the answer is B. The only thing the drone does is to mate with the queen and then dies. You would think that as a male it would protect the hive, but no, that's the job of the workers. The workers also forage for nectar and pollen, they also produce the honey. A country is said to have food security when it can feed most of its population, provide a protein-rich diet for everyone, secure food for everyone during periods of natural disasters, or D, to provide safe and nutritionally balanced food for everyone at all times. And the answer is D, to provide safe and nutritionally balanced food for everyone at all times. Which of the following is the most likely reason for the proliferation of freedale larceny in the Caribbean? Is it A, the fines are too small? B, there are no laws against it? C, vendors do not have to show origin of farm produce? D, is it difficult to catch the person committing the act? And the answer is D. Oh, it's so difficult to catch the person committing the act, so you cannot charge them at all because you're not catching them most of the time. Which of the following effects is most likely associated with crop grown in wet climatic conditions? Is it A, plants are hardier than usual, B, yield per acre is usually higher than normal, C, irrigation is usually a major concern, or D, disease and pest outbreaks are usually high? And the answer is D. Disease and pest outbreaks are usually high. Legumes are especially important in organic crop farming because they A, are easy to cultivate, B, promote nitrogen fixation, C, have a high market demand, or D, are a good source of protein. And the answer is B, promote nitrogen fixation, right? Because they have these nitrogen fixing nodules underneath the root and nitrogen fixing bacteria as well. So they promote nitrogen fixation. The growing of crops without soil is it hydroponics, tissue culture, C, trough culture, or D, organic farming? And the answer is A, hydroponics, which is growing plants in liquid. Thank you for listening and for watching. I hope this helps. Stay tuned to Al's Agrology Mecca. Ensure that you subscribe, ensure that you like, and ensure that you also share. Also click that notification bell so that you'll be the first to know when new information is added to Al's Agrology Mecca. See you soon.